You can't sit there and be like, oh, the Lord will take it away. You just pray to the Lord. No, the Lord made psychiatrists. So there you go. We're going to talk about health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health. We're going to talk about that because there's a lot of problems going on in this world that are related to health, the way you feel, the way your mood is. Get a quick listen. You might find something you like. Kenn Morgan Xperience, baby. Hey, let's start with physical health. How you can be sexified, because everybody want to be sexified forever. You got to work out all the time. You gotta work out. I don't care if you don't want to work out. You gotta work out. You gotta eat right, green leafies. You gotta cut back on all the fats, because that's all that is out there. Fatty fat. It's weird that processed food costs more than natural food. You gotta have a workout regimen. You gotta sit there and you gotta work every day. You gotta sweat. You gotta make sure you're sweating every day. I'm not talking about sitting there with your camera there, watching you how to look at that form right there. No, you gotta have the camera off. You gotta be sweating. You gotta run. My thing is when it comes to physical stuff, I'm always training, whether I'm boxing, whether I'm doing Kempo, whether I'm at the gym, and I'm always running. Cardio. That's your physical health. You need a good physical health, and that makes you feel better. Take multivitamins, B12s, B complexes, all the different one-a-days. Boom. Oh, and a krill oil for your heart. It works. Now, mental health, man, this is a huge topic for me. I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day because in my profession, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that actually off themselves. They actually, they're not here. They delete themselves, I was talking to a brother when I first started my gig. He was my preceptor. He was talking about, hey, I've always wanted to open a smoke shop. I was like, yo, that sounds like amazing. Why haven't you done it? Well, I don't have the money, blah, blah. We're chopping up all day. A week later, he killed himself. The man has a son. The man has children. What are you doing, And if I would have known that he was hurting or he was battling something, I would have talked to him about that instead of business, I had another friend when back in the day, I was working security, and we used to sit there and we used to smoke in the side hallways and whatnot, Yeah, I know, I was young, shut up. One night he was like, yo, Ken, you wanna go out? We're gonna meet these women, blah, blah, blah. I was like, hell yeah, I wanna meet these women, let's go, dude. And then when I was supposed to go out, I ran into another chick I haven't seen for a while, and then we went and I told him, I was like, yo, I'm going out with this chick, can we do this tomorrow? He was like, yeah. A day later, I'm calling his phone and I get any pickup. His dad calls me and said he hung himself. I'm like, what? I've been cool with this dude for a year, We talk, we rap, we smoke together. They found him hanging in a freezer at his job. This is the mental health stuff that we need to address. Everybody's fighting a war. Everybody's fighting a battle. That's why I'm nice to people on my journey. Because I was always told, everybody's fighting a war. Don't be another battle. You gotta say something. I feel that I could have helped them. I felt like I could have did something. This is me, baby. I could have did something. I could have said something. I could have been like, oh, if he'd have said, hey, I'm hurting. I don't feel good about this. I'd be like, well, let's talk about it. Shoot, let's rap about it. Tell me, homie. One of my friends said, like a couple weeks ago, he was like, my dad died and I don't feel as if I can go on. I'm like, whoa. He's like, I feel like I'm fighting every day in my head. I was like, whoa. I text him back. I was like, yo, you better call me, homie. Shoot, you ain't gonna fight alone. I got the boxing gloves in the car. I'll fight with you. Let me fight with you. You're not fighting alone, I understand sometimes you can't talk to your family, you can't talk to your loved ones, because a lot of times, and this goes for men, a lot of times men can't show their emotions, or men are told they're not supposed to show their emotions. They're just supposed to stay stoic, True, men are supposed to be the workhorses, but things affect us. Things affect us a lot more than people would know, Like, let's talk about like when you out there campaigning with women. You know how many no's you hear? You don't think that breaks a man down? What if you hear, there was a dude on YouTube the other day crying because he got no's from like 100 women in 2 days. That's breaking him down. You don't know what he's going to say. Oh, I can't find anybody to love me. So why don't I just delete myself? You got to talk to someone. You need therapy. You need a therapist. You need to let it out because you might not be able to talk to everybody. You might need to talk to a complete stranger. Just to bleh. I'm in therapy. Everybody should be in therapy because you can't talk everything out with everybody. Like me, I can't talk to my brother about everything. I can't talk to my mom about everything, But guess what? I talk to a therapist, because in my field, we delete each other. We delete so fast in this thing because of the shit that we see. The shit that we see is not natural. You know what I mean? It's just like war. War isn't natural. That's why they come back PTSD, you know? And then 2 weeks or a year later, they delete themselves. The soldiers and whatnot, you know? My mom came home from the first Iraqi BS and Desert Storm and Shield, you know? She came home, they tell her to go to the VA. She went to the VA. She was like, hey, I just need to talk to someone. They just kept throwing drugs at her. They was like, take these volume, take these downers, take these, you know what I mean? Take this, you know? She was like, I don't want the drugs. I just need to talk to someone, you know? Because what she saw over there is not natural and she need to get it out, you know? I had a veteran from Vietnam. I used to take him to the hospital like every Tuesday. He went to the VA somewhere up there and he would come out crying because he needed to talk and he was getting it out. He was talking because he would tell me some these war stories in Vietnam. I'm like, holy crap, how are you making it day to day? But every time he talked, he felt he got it out. He would come, eyes red, eyes bawling, but he was like, but I feel better. I can make it another day. First, warning signs. You know, you have to see the warning signs, you know. If you're snapping on people for no reason, if you feel like you're hopeless and whatnot, these are warning signs. If you're especially if you're working too much, too many hours, you know, if you're not pulling yourself away, if you're just working, because, you know, everybody, we all need money. I get that, but all money ain't good money. You know, if you can't sleep, if you can't eat, if you're not focused on stuff that you used to focus, if you're not finding joy in the stuff that you used to find joy. I play video games, love them. Always gonna find joy in that. If one day I say, you know what, I'm tired of these video games, that would click in my head like there's something wrong. If I sat there and said, damn, I don't want to do Kempo anymore, I don't want to do martial arts anymore, that would be a red flag. Anybody know me? I'm always training. I'm always, you know, and all of a sudden, Ken just stopped. No, there's something wrong. Let's check up on that man. You know, if somebody's doing something differently than they usually would do it, just check up on them. Like, hey, are you okay? You know, I've said that to a couple of cats at my job. I was like, hey, are you okay? You know, because I remember the one brother, he was like, yeah, my mom just died. I just laid her to rest 2 days ago. I was like, what the fuck are you doing at work? You know, he's like, well, I don't want to be home because then I think about my mother. I was like, I understand that. I understand that, but you have to go through those levels of grief. You have to go through those levels of loss. And I was telling him, are you okay? Do you need to talk? I just met this dude, but before then, like I told you about my friend I was talking to, and all of a sudden he's gone. So I don't want to say, okay, I don't know this dude, so I'm not going to get deep with him. He's like, fuck that. I'm like, are you okay? Do you need something? Do you need to talk? Let me know. I'm here. I don't care. And it might be easier because I don't even know you. So talk to me. Now, my favorite subject, mental health in the Black community. Woo, shit. Rule number one, you can't pray everything away, all right? You can't sit there and be like, oh, the Lord will take it away. You just pray to the Lord. No, you can't do that. Now, if you want to go down that route, well, the Lord made psychiatrists. So there you go. You need to go in there, you need to sit there, you need to talk everything out. And especially with these generational angers, these generational hurts that a lot of people in the Black community have, we need to talk things out. And if we don't talk things out, we continue the same cycles over and over again. And I'm tired of cycles. I don't like cycles. I can't stand cycles. I like to break cycles, you know? And one of the biggest cycles we have to break as a people, as a Black community, foundational Black American community, we have to understand that mental health is an important thing and stop being scared of doctors. Stop being afraid of therapists. You know, I understand medical apartheid, Medgar Evers boys, Tuskegee experiments. I get all that. I get that, you know, and I'm there too. But you have to look through all that stuff and understand when you need a therapist, you know, because the definition of insanity is doing the same shit over and over and over again, expecting a different result, you know? And a lot of people in the Black community especially are doing the same shit over and over and over again, expecting something different to happen. But when nothing different happens, then you sit there, you get more depressed, you're angry, but yo, you're going on the same damn path that your mom went on, your dad went on, your grandpa went on, you know? You have to break these cycles. You need to go to therapy, talk it out, tell people what's going on in your heart. You know, even if you want to yell at your parents, just yell at them. I don't like the way you did this when I was younger. Then go to a therapist. Yell at them. I don't like the way I was treated when I was younger, or I had this going on when I was younger. I was touched when I was younger. You know, there's a lot of that too that people don't talk about. I was touched when I was younger, and then you bring that hurt into a relationship, and then the guy is, what the hell is this? What's going on here? You know, I had a relationship like that. I knew something happened in her past before she met me, you know, because you can see it. You can see, you know, but she never told me. She never sat me down and said, hey, this, da. You know, she never went to therapy. So now all that past hurt that happened to her when she was younger was infecting our relationship. You know, it was infecting our relationship. And I said, baby, you really need to go to therapy, you know? And even to this day, I don't believe she's been to therapy, you know? I ran into her the other day. She seems worse today than she did when we were younger. It just doesn't feel like she went through therapy, you know? She was actually angry at me. We need therapy. We need therapists, and we need to be honest about ourselves and where we're at, you know? And until we do that, we ain't gonna be able to move. We ain't gonna be able to work. We ain't gonna be able to function as a people. It's 2023. We gotta do better. You know, spiritual health. Me, I believe there's something else other than this. You know what I mean? This corporeal existence, I believe there's something else other than this. If you ever listen to me on my drones, I'm always watching space, astronomy, James Webb Telescope, love it all. You know, I'm an amateur astronomer. I love that stuff, you know, because when I see the heavens, I see something happening. There's an intelligence there that I believe that we're all a part of. Now, whether you call it God, Jehovah, whether you call it Yahweh, whether you call it whatever you call it, whatever your religion or your beliefs has brought you to, you need that. I believe you need that, you know. I believe knowing that there's something more than this, or this is just a small fraction of what's going on. Because if you just wake up every day, this is this, I get up, I exist, I die, you know, that's gonna make you depressed. Now, do I know for certain? There's a lot of books that say, you know, whether you read your Bible, read your New Testament, Old Testament, you know, I believe that the Bible is a good blueprint for believing in something more. You know, I believe as long as you're not using it in a form that harms anybody else, because the Bible's been used to hurt people as well as uplift people. So it depends on who's reading it, you know, but you should have a good spiritual relationship with something out here. You know, you might not go to church every day. You might not go to the synagogue or the temple every Sunday or whenever you go, but you should still have a relationship with something, you know, because there's more than this out here. This, you know, bad breath and working, that's not the end of all of it, you know. There's something after this. There's something before this. There's something now. You know, I believe that if we weren't so distracted with Yeezys and dumb shit, you know, we would be more of a spiritual people, and a merrier place this would be. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed that section on mental health, physical health, and spiritual health. You know, all those things, they are desperately needed in your life. You know, you have to have these things to be functioning so that you can move on to the next level. You know, like, subscribe, comment. I love that y'all reading. I love that y'all throw me those comments. Keep them coming, you know. And for the 3 women that listen to me on this thing, I appreciate y'all, and I hope I'm actually giving y'all something y'all can stand on, you know, because relationships are easy. You just got to make sure you are with the right person that you can go forward with. Kenn Morgan Xperience, baby.